Everybody, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a today's topic reading, and let's go ahead. Let's start with this deck. I have it in my hand. I feel good about it. The Tower. So those of you who know me know I love the Tower. Now, granted, this is a mega destructive tower, right? This is where we are just getting rid of everything that doesn't work, everything all at once. This could be something that initially feels like a tremendous loss because it's like, once words have been spoken that changes the dynamic of something permanently, it's like, okay, well, I can't live there anymore because, my roommate and I had, like some real heart to heart words that were spoken where it was like, look, I don't want to be here anymore, or we are not going to be friends anymore. We don't cohabitate anymore. So it's like in that moment, it could be somebody is moving, somebody is leaving, somebody is starting over, because there may not be an option to remain anymore. Something cannot remain the same because it's changed. That's okay, because what we're losing is actually only giving rise to a true form of abundance. Might we have a little bit less? Yes, but we're happier. So what we've lost lightened our load. Instead of being trapped in a gigantic tower, we've been set free. And that sense of freedom is like, I may not know exactly where I'm going to live next, but I'm just so glad I don't live with that past roommate. And you know what? It's okay. Like all the stress that surrounded living there I left that behind. And now all I have to do is focus on, like, every step I take is going to feel better than where I was. So it's like even the simplest things feel so much sweeter. So somebody could be leaving. They could have had an argument or something, or they could be even like evicted or told you must go. And it's like, okay, that's terrific. Actually, that works really well for me. There is a major loss, but all it does is it leaves space for a true sense of abundance, one step at a time. And it's simpler and it's calmer and it's more peaceful. So whatever has been lost has been a giant blessing. That is why I like the Tower, because it always takes away stuff that maybe we were holding on to that wasn't in our greatest and highest good anyway. This could be a relationship that ends, and it's like, wow, you mean I don't have this person in my life anymore? Wait a second, you mean I don't have to deal with their argumentative style or their continual conflict? Wow. So we've got a Two of Wands that's in a positive energy, and we got a Two of Cups. If someone has like a final ending with a previous relationship, it may simply allow them to realize, oh my God, there's nothing blocking me anymore from going toward a greater love. If this is whatever this was, whatever is over, even if it was a court battle or something, this is the final verdict has been passed. The judge has said, this is how it's going to be. This is, you don't have the house anymore. The house goes to the ex. It was a messy divorce, but everything's going to the ex. And it's like, wait a second, you mean that's it? It's a done deal? I don't have to like continuously hash out how much, they get? You mean that the court system solved it? It's finished. Maybe the house isn't mine anymore, but I'm so much happier that I don't have to deal with that situation anymore or the squabbling around it. So even if my life feels a little bit more humble, it actually feels more abundant. And then from there, someone's mindset goes, oh my God, I'm a free person. I've been liberated. I get to choose where I go next. And the first thing that this person seems to want to do is, I'm going to climb up the face of this cliff, and I'm going to go to the top of the cliff into this beautiful field, and I'm going to sit down with my twin flame, with my Two of Cups. This could be a storyline of somebody who really surrenders everything in order to simplify their life, so that they removed all the blockages, so that they have a clear path now to go get the love of a lifetime or the situation that they genuinely want to have. It's funny because the meeting of these two is very reminiscent of the backdrop here, it's where these two are finally able to come together. There's no more obstacles. Tell me a little bit more. I almost, like, this is 4 minutes and 44 seconds as I said that. And I'm like, wow, should we stop it there? We got a Four of Swords. This is a chance to heal things. We have a Three of Cups, so it's a chance to heal the fact that at one point these two parted ways or they couldn't come together. Tell me, what was that tower really about then? What was the tower? Let's change decks. What is this massive change? Ace of Coins and then the King of Cups in the reverse. It still definitely could have had to do with maybe somebody actually admitted, like, look, I want to have a new beginning. I'm not happy where I'm at, or I'm not in love with this, or I don't like this job anymore, or I don't love living here anymore. This feels more like someone admitted, they just openly said, this is not happiness and fulfillment. This is not where my heart wants to be. I really need to have a new beginning. But by saying that, it was like, okay, well then that's it. It changes. Once those words are out of somebody's mouth, everything does change. Tell me about that King of Cups just a little bit. Three of Coins in the reverse. Somebody said, I don't want to work on this anymore. I don't want to work at this job anymore. I don't enjoy this job anymore. Or I don't want to work on this connection with someone anymore. I'm done working on the connection and I'm ready to go a different direction because my heart is not here. So it may just simply have been, a situation where it was like, I'm not going to stay because I don't want to stay. I want to go someplace else. Now, it may not have been like, we don't see another person here that they were dealing with and then they left that person out in the cold. Because I never like stories like that where it's like somebody is, even though these are fictional stories about fictional characters, still, I'm always like, I hope people don't trade up. On the other hand, I hope people always do, our characters always do choose what's authentic, because it would do everyone an injustice if someone is staying in a place where they're not happy, staying with someone that they don't want to be with, dishonoring that person and preventing them from going and being with someone that does really want to be with them. And in the meantime, it's, basically everyone loses if people don't do what is authentic. This person made a choice to leave something not because they wanted someone else, but because they didn't want to be where they were. So they're leaving a job or they're leaving a relationship for only one reason, which is, this is not bringing me happiness. And in my lifetime, I want to pursue things that make me happy. It's not about, I want to trade up for some other person. It's not about cheating. It's not about any of that. We have a storyline where it simply is, this has to stop because I can't be here when that's not where my heart wants to be. So it's really more about authenticity. What happens to the job or the individual that this lead character is leaving behind? I always kind of want to check up on that too. The Emperor, the King of Swords, the Moon, and the Death card. You know what? Whoever the other person is, the one that they are leaving behind, totally fine. They might have already, without our lead character knowing, this other character may have already had their eye on someone else. They actually might have been someone who was like, I think I'm going to end things with this person pretty soon, because even if I'm with them, there's someone else I'd rather be with, or we're not getting along great. Even if, say it's about job or business, it's like, all right, so this person is putting in their 2 weeks notice because they just don't want to work here anymore. But you know what? Honestly, I had come across somebody who maybe my spouse is actually going to work here now. And really that job title, it would be better if it goes to my spouse. And so maybe I'll keep this person who's leaving me, my lead character who's leaving. Maybe they'll still be a consultant on the side. But regardless, it actually just solved a lot of problems that I'm not even going to tell them that them leaving actually worked out just fine. It was time for a transformation, and I knew it also. So everybody knew it was time for a transformation. The individual who's leaving is leaving on their own accords, and the individual who's being left is like, honestly, this works out great because I realize it was time also. It doesn't mean that there's bad feelings. In fact, it's really nice that there's no bad blood here at all. All right, so let's take a look at that Seven of Pentacles. Look, this is a great story because it was time to let this thing go. The Seven of Pentacles, we have a Seven of Swords in the reverse. We have the Four of Coins upright. And we have the Six of Swords. Oh my gosh. No more lying, trying to be, pretend that we're happy. The ability to close off communication with someone that we really want to sever ties with and move on. That is part of this huge sense of abundance. Like, I don't have to keep going into a job every day that I don't really like, that I've lost my taste for, and act like, paste on a fake happy smile, I'm actually moving on. I'm really doing it. No wonder this person feels so much like freer and so much happier. They may not be dancing a little jig in front of somebody being like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm quitting, because that would be rude. They're holding that in a little, but they are happy and they are moving forward. Same thing. If this is a relationship that's ended, it's like, we spent a lot of time together and it's okay to part ways, and take care. I don't see any need to, check up on each other every week or something. Let's just go ahead and let this go. I want to pull back my energy now, and let's really go ahead and allow ties to be severed, because I'm moving in a whole new direction, and so are you. It's almost like this is a real, a situation that neither person wanted anymore. They're both gracefully releasing it. So then we go into the next phase of this adventure, right? We go to that Two of Wands that is suddenly like, it's not at a crossroads anymore. I am sure about where I'm going. Now, it is a rock climb to get up there. No wonder, because it's a rock climb to go find that Two of Cups person. Whoever our lead character is, if they had been in a relationship, maybe it was a marriage, it was a long drawn out, divorce or whatever, both of them have finally come to terms of agreement. It's finally ended. It really is over. They're not having any more communication with their ex. And then the next thought on their mind is, I got to climb back up that mountain and go find my person, my Two of Cups, my twin flame, the person maybe I've been in separation from. And that person, I already know where to find them. They're sitting alone up on a top of a mountain. That's why I got to climb to that mountaintop. Now, the mountaintop is representing, for me anyway, someone who is, like they've really focused on their spirituality. They've reached a sense of peace and enlightenment. They may be single and solo, but it's mostly because they've been busy with other things. They've been working on other stuff. This person is going to find them on the top of a mountain. But again, it's that they're elevating their life. They now are going to, what I like about this is that whoever this Two of Cups person is, and let's get a card on that, they didn't come down from the mountain to be like a third party to somebody, or they didn't change things so that they could meet this person down below. They instead patiently waited until this person upgraded and up-leveled to meet them on the mountain top. That's what I think is really cool. It's a complete change-a-roo with that Knight of Coins in the reverse. Total change. So we've got, this is to clarify who the Two of Cups individual is, or the Two of Cups relationship. The choice that our lead character is making, now that they're free of that past connection, is to level up and to go find their person on the top of a mountain. And it is because they are willing to live a totally different life. The life that they used to live made it impossible for them to match this Two of Cups. So they're changing everything. They're changing, like there's no waiting anymore. Ooh, Ace of Cups in the reverse. So the act of that person staying was not them loving themselves, and they also were staying and not giving love to their Two of Cups person. This is the big change-a-roo, is they are going from once upon a time, I didn't tell you that I loved you. Now, all I want to do is say it over and over again. I want to like fully open up. So I feel like the Two of Cups person, although our lead character may have already known who their Two of Cups was, I mean, obviously, because they're making a beeline for them and they're climbing the mountain because they know exactly where to find this person. But it feels like they absolutely did not express this before. They did not, this could have been a relationship that never got anywhere. Maybe this person could never date this individual. They just simply wanted to. Maybe there was energy between them where it was like, I'm interested in this person, they're interested in me, but they don't take action toward me. And then it comes to find out, oh, that's because they're not actually single. And then it's like they both just separate, and the energy is still there. Like they both still think about each other, but it's like, look, I'm certainly not going to be calling up someone who's with somebody else and saying, I think that I feel a connection with you, and I think you feel it too. What's your situation? Like this individual, this hermit, this Two of Cups person, they said, I would not step down from this place of like dignity and my personal beliefs. Like someone has to choose to be with me, and they have to do it above board, and they have to end a situation previously, and then they have to come into my world. In my world, I operate like this. I don't go chasing around people that are still, even if it's in name only, I'm not going to get embroiled in messy situations. They have to be free, clean, and clear to offer me something that I really deserve, or I want nothing from them, even if we had a connection. So I feel like there was lots of unspoken connection here. But at this point, the big change is all that unspoken love. Everything is changing. This is now like full on reveal. Like both of them can express how they genuinely feel about each other at this point. It's a very happy reunion, and it is a chance to heal up. Well, there was that Three of Cups in the reverse. It's a chance to heal. Why was I not with you before? Tell me about that, because that's a big thing. And we see why, but I just feel like we should have a little extra conversation here. We got the Hanged Man, because I was sacrificing my own happiness, because I didn't know when the right time was to change things. Eight of Swords, I felt very stuck. Seven of Cups, I felt very, very confused about what to do, how to do it, how to extricate myself, how to move forward. And the Knight of Wands. Ooh, I had so much passion, but I couldn't have stayed. You know, I didn't know how to deal with what I was feeling either. This could have also been a situation where it got complicated. So if our lead character and the person that they were with, neither one of them actually even wanted to be together anymore. But for whatever reason, they still kind of were. Now, our lead character was unaware that that partner of their past was actually ready to let go of them too. It was like two people had outstayed their welcome with each other, but neither one knew exactly how to distance. Then our lead character winds up somehow meeting this Two of Cups person where they have a ton of passion, but it gets quadruply confusing because it's like, I know how much passion I have. I know I have this desire to race towards you, but I still feel so stuck and I'm still unaware of what else I could offer you other than rushing towards you with passion. So instead, I did nothing. I didn't come towards you at all because I knew you wouldn't accept this in and out energy. That's part of what actually like really probably caused a lot of hurt though too. But again, like what was there to be said in this situation? You know, I'm not free of something. I don't know when I'm going to be. I don't know what to do. I feel all this passion, but I know you won't accept just passion. And I know that you deserve more than just passion, but I don't know what to do to offer more than just that right now. So instead, they did nothing. Nothing was offered, and they never came forward at all. Tell me a little bit more about this Two of Cups. There's lots and lots and lots of conversation here. We have, the Six of Cups, and we have the Magician. So we have twin flame and soulmate energy, and we have the power to manifest. This could be that they manifested each other, both meeting the first time and then coming back into union. But there is some really strong bond that these two share, and there is some really powerful energy at work here. But I think it was the energy of like saying to the universe, I trust that if this person is meant to be in my life, at some point they will be in my life. It'll come back around. And if it's not meant to be, then it shouldn't be anyway. So I just trust that it'll go the way it's supposed to. And that's where we leave this, because these two are back together now, and it is an opportunity for them now. But neither one of them rushed it. Neither one of them said, well, just because we have an attraction, let's act on it. It was like, this really matters. And unless I can do this and do it right, I know I can't give anything at all, because you don't mess with a connection this strong, this beautiful, this powerful. You do it right, or you leave it alone until you can do it right. And that's what this storyline is. It needed to be left alone unless it can be handled properly. So that's what I have on this one, you guys. As always, thank you so much for liking this video. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for being a part of my world. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a storyteller, not a psychic, so just bear that in mind. These are always about fictional people, fictional characters, and it's food for thought, but it doesn't tell you how your life is going to go, because you get to decide that. I wish I could tell you your future, but I don't have that gift. So thanks for hanging out with me anyway. Mwah.